Welcome to the channel, everybody. Now today I've got another Scum 0.85 and beyond news and updates video for you all, and it's a big one. So without further ado, let's get straight into it, shall we? So programmers, we've got code review implementing flamethrower functionality. So this will be on the mechs. I don't know if we're going to be bringing in some sort of flamethrower weapon into the game, but there's nothing online about it. There's been nothing, no teasers about it. So I'm going to assume that this is for the new mechs. They've also been working on those inventory and crafting reworks. A lot of bug fixing going on, resolving issues with the entity systems, working on vehicle damage system. This is a big one that I think a lot of players are waiting for. As soon as this comes back in, we should receive one of the planes back into the game as well, which will be brilliant for, I think, a lot of the player base. I think they're just missing the variety of vehicles in the game. But again, bit of patience, bit more time, and we should see the rest of those vehicles start filtering back into the game. They are implementing the new first version of abandoned bunkers. Great news right there. I'm going to come back into this a little bit as well. I've got loads of photos and stuff to go through about the abandoned bunkers. Working on the Mr. Brenner NPC mechanics. Again, this all ties in with these new abandoned bunkers, with these NPCs or AI that are going to be down there, giving us some extra challenges to face. On top of this, they're working on the first version of BB turrets, or base building turrets. So a craftable turret. Maybe this might be a, it could just be a railgun or a flamethrower or, a minigun as such, something like that. It could just be a standard trap with some rifle or a shotgun on it as such, like a shotgun trap for a door. So we'll have to wait and see what sort of turrets and what sort of ideas they come out with this. But another one that they've come out with is the night vision scope functionality. So we have seen a photo for this, which I'll show you right now. And hopefully we should see this either by 0.9 or before. So that is something very much to look forward to. I also saw a comment over on Twitter, a reply from Tomislav, someone asking if thermals are going to be implemented in the future, as in a thermal scope. And he said it is on the list. So there are more attachments, there are more scopes and more ideas and things coming into the variety of, again, PvP. I would put that down to mainly. So PvPers, you still got some things to look forward to. I know a lot of the 0.85 update was based around PvE, but don't worry, there are a lot of things still to come to this game. Other than that, they've got refactoring game resource containers, implementing new battery system, and implementing burn injuries. So these burn injuries will be for, I'm guessing, these flamethrowers that the mechs are going to start burning us with, which will be fun. So again, more features and stuff coming into the game in the future. Lovely to see. So moving on to level design, we have setting up the abandoned bunkers layout, tweaking loot spawners, working on abandoned bunker rooms, optimizations, and working on abandoned city atlas. So getting straight into the abandoned bunkers. Now, as we know, Mr. Brennan has been showcased T-posing in different locations. One of them, the abandoned bunkers. Tomislav also posted 3 photos of a corridor in an abandoned bunker with different color codes. As you can see here, yellow, we have purple, and a green color code. So he asked the question of, what do you think these color codes represent? And my thinking is that they represent the color codes that we saw on the scientist jackets. Now obviously it could be to do with security clearance or levels, that sort of thing. But as you can see here, we've got green, purple, and yellow jackets. And we have green, purple, and yellow coding on the walls. So it could be that these are areas of where, scientific areas were, and where we'll find certain items or experiments in the names of Mr. Brennan and the Psycho. These things will be science experiments as such, and probably why they're down in the abandoned bunkers, because they were probably test subjects of some sort that went kind of wrong. So we're going to have lots of fun down there with those. But again, we're going to have to wait until we get a bit more information about those. Other than that, obviously they're doing loot spawners, optimizations, and working on Abandoned City Atlas. So as far as I'm aware, there isn't a city or an abandoned city named Atlas. Now I know we're expecting the radar tower block that's supposed to be coming into the game at some point, which they said was the last POI that they were doing. Now whether or not that this is going to be named Atlas and that's what they're meaning by this, if it's something to do in some sort of game development terms, I'm not sure. So I'm not going to give too much information out on that because I don't want to give the wrong information out on something and it come and bite me in the arse in the future. So as much as I want to hype up this game, I'm going to try and not to give you sort of false information or false hype and stuff like that about it, because to be honest, there's no need to. There's so much coming to this game in not only 0.9 but in the future that I don't think we need to hype up this game. It does it itself rightfully. So moving on to the last point about bunkers. A few weeks back we've come across this image of a panel. That's an access panel to the bunkers and opening up certain areas to it. Now as you can see here, there's 8 options at the bottom there, so I'm assuming there's 8 doors to open in this abandoned bunker. Now we're going to need fuses of some type to be able to open these, as you can see here on the left and the right of the image. On the left we have a fuse, on the right there is missing one. So it looks to be that the left fuse only opens up to 4 doors. So maybe you're going to need definitely 2 fuses to be able to open every single door in these bunkers. And then we had this image show up yesterday. Now with this image, obviously you can see that it says enter code. Now Tomislav did say that obviously if you don't have a code, good old trusty crowbar will get the panel off. And I'm not sure if once you have the panel off of this, it will then reveal what we can see on the left image, as in the back side of the panel. I have a feeling that these are 2 different panels. I have a feeling the one on the left is going to be an abandoned bunker panel, and the one on the right side will be for an active bunker. Then again, it could be that the one on the left is the main panel for the whole of the bunker, and the one on the right could be a single use panel, as in like how the kill box is now, for instance, with a key card, as in one entry with a code. So we could see a change to kill boxes as well as the bunker overall and how kill boxes are done. So other than that, moving on to the art team, we have working on new male model faces, bug fixing, working on the new trailer, implementing the M249 animations, working on new concept art, new crafting UI, working on battery charger item model, working on BB turret model, adjusting clothing to new male models, working on night vision scope item model. So we went through a little bit of these already. Say the night vision scope we've gone through, the turrets we've gone through, but it's nice to see that they're actually working on the current model ready for that. A new one here obviously is the battery charger item. Now this is something that I was thinking about that could bring in quite a few different options for us, because if we have a battery charger, we're going to need to be able to link that up to something to be able to use it to charge. Obviously that's going to need an electrical current to be able to charge a battery. So that electrical current can obviously come from the generators, as we know, but this could then mean that they could bring in stuff like solar panels, so we don't have to just rely on the use of fuel at all times for electric charge. Again, obviously when it comes to the base building turret, this will probably be electrical as well, and again it's going to cost us a lot of fuel to be able to generate the power we're going to need on the current 2 generators we have to be able to power all this stuff. So either they're going to bring in a bigger generator, or they could bring in stuff like solar panels to be able to power stuff, because again we're going to need something bigger when it comes to these BB turrets, as well as all these other things I think they're going to start bringing in around the gas and electrical systems. As I said before, these systems open up a herd of ideas that they could do and bring into this game, and it's nice to see that they're thinking about them and that they're actually going through some processes of bringing us some more features within those things. Now obviously we've also got the M249 animations, so hopefully this should come in by 0.9, and hopefully this will open up heavy weapons skill for us in the skill tree. Now I believe that RPGs and stuff like that should be in this anyway, but it may just be that they haven't implemented the actual skill as of yet. So maybe at 0.9 we'll see some new skills implemented as well. Obviously there's a new crafting UI coming in, which is, you know, I don't mind the crafting UI at the moment, but I suppose it could be improved in some ways. Again, looking forward to seeing what they do with that. And on top of all this, the male models are being worked on. So if we now move on to sound, they've got resolving issues with audio, working on Razer NPC audio design. That would be the NPC that we saw down in the bunker in the trailer, sounding like a baby crying. Freaky as hell, and I can't wait for it. And they're also working on the flamethrower audio. I'm guessing this is again for the mechs. So doesn't look like there's a lot going on with sound, but there probably is under the resolving issues with audio. I think there's quite a few things that they're probably resolving with that, which is keeping them busy. So moving on to QACM, as usual, staying the same: hunting, banning cheaters, ban appeals, Steam general discussion and bug reports, performance benchmarking and optimization testing, testing of upcoming features and various bug reports. So quite a lot of stuff for them to get on with. Again, this doesn't really change week to week, but it's nice to see them continuously testing of upcoming features. So if we move on from this, we have, last but not least, the design team. So they are working on new features, game design documents, adding descriptions to new items, adjusting spawners according to feedback, and adjusting server setting parameters according to feedback. So again, a lot of the stuff that they do with bug fixing and reports and stuff like that, again, it comes from your feedback, guys. If you're experiencing any issues, or you come across, even if it's the slightest bug, if you have any recording equipment, anything like that, you've got like a quick replay, just hit it. Even if it's a minute, you know, a minute long, it catches it, send it across on the Discord or over on Steam discussions. It really does help the development team get an idea of what's going on, especially with things that are going wrong with the game, and then it gives them a better chance at not only understanding it, but it's easier for them to see in person what's happening rather than just getting a description from someone. So if you can, send them video clips. You know, they don't have to be 20 minutes long of you explaining anything. You know, a 30-second clip of just a bug happening, send that across, and that's more than enough for them. So we've covered quite a lot today, but I thought I'd give it a few extra days just to see if anything extra popped up on the Twitter, and it did. So glad I waited a little bit just to get it all in one video this week for you. If you did enjoy it, give it a like, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you stay up to date with the latest Scum news, as well as all the other content over on the channel. Till next time, see ya.